I've never told anyone this before, not fully anyway, because I knew how insane it would sound. Even now, writing it out feels ridiculous. But every time I hear strange creaks in the middle of the night or feel that cold, watching sensation when I'm alone, I remember this happened 3 years ago when I first moved into an old rental house just outside of town. I'd just gotten a new job, didn't know anyone in the area, and needed something cheap and available. The house was perfect for that. A weird little one-story with creaky floors, wood panel walls, and a rent price low enough to raise eyebrows. But I was broke, so I signed a lease. The first few nights were quiet. The kind of quiet that city people don't understand. Total stillness, except for the occasional groan of the house settling. I liked it. Peaceful. Until the fifth night. I'd just gone to bed. It was around 2 a.m. I remember because I looked at my phone right before putting it on the nightstand, and just as I was drifting off, I heard a noise, not like a thump or a knock. It was more like shuffling, soft, deliberate, coming from the wall behind my bed. I froze. Listen, it happened again. A sliding sound, like someone dragging their fingers or something soft across the inside of the wall. I told myself it was a rat, or pipes, or maybe just the old wood adjusting to the night air. I didn't sleep much that night. The next day, I did what anyone would do. I Googled it. Old house wall noises. Can rats live inside walls? That sort of thing. I even asked my landlord about it. Probably squirrels, he said over the phone. It's that time of year. I'll have a guy come out and check. The guy never came. The noises got more frequent. Always at night. Always in the same wall. Eventually, I moved my bed to the other side of the room because I couldn't take the feeling that something was directly behind my head. The first night I slept across the room, I didn't hear anything. But then the next night, the sound came again, this time from the opposite wall, as if something had followed me. That was when I started having dreams. Or I thought they were dreams. I'd wake up to the sound of breathing. So faint it was almost not there, like someone was standing in the room trying not to be heard. Once, I woke up and saw what looked like a shadow duck behind my dresser. I told myself it was sleep paralysis, a trick of the mind, stress, but deep down I didn't believe that. And something else was bothering me. I kept losing things, small things at first, a sock, a spoon, my phone charger, but then it got weirder. One morning I woke up and my front door was unlocked. I was certain I had locked it. It's the first thing I do before bed. I even double-checked. That same week, I came home from work and found the fridge door open, just slightly ajar, and all the leftovers I'd made the night before were gone. That was the moment I stopped thinking about ghosts or rats. That was the moment it hit me. There might be someone living in my house. I wish I could say I packed up and left, but I didn't. I told myself I was being paranoid, that I was imagining things, that maybe I'd left the fridge open, that maybe I'd left the door unlocked. I didn't want to be the crazy person who called the police over creaky walls and missing spaghetti. But I started checking the locks every night. Started placing tape over cabinets to see if they'd been opened. I even set up my phone to record video. While I slept, I propped it up on a chair across the room, hit record, and left it on all night. The first few nights, the footage was normal. Me tossing and turning. Nothing else. But on the fifth night, there was something. Around 3:12 a.m., the camera caught movement. A panel in the wood wall behind the bed shifted, just slightly. Then, for about 10 seconds, a thin, pale hand slowly reached out, pushing the panel further open. It was almost graceful, like the hand of someone who didn't want to make noise. Then a face appeared, just for a moment, just enough to see wide, glassy eyes and cracked mouth. Then it vanished. I don't remember what happened after that, because I blacked out watching the footage. When I came to, the sun was up and my phone was dead. I was on the floor, shaking. I called the cops. They came, searched the house, asked the usual questions: drugs, alcohol, history of mental illness. I showed them the video. They took it seriously after that. They found a crawl space entrance behind the wall panel in my bedroom. It led to a narrow passage between the inner and outer walls of the house. It was just big enough for a person to move through. Inside, they found food wrappers, blankets, a notebook filled with scribbles, and several of my missing things. They said the person had probably been living there for weeks, maybe longer. He wasn't there when they searched, but they said he'd be back. He'd have to come back. They set up motion sensors and said to stay with a friend while they tried to track him down. I stayed in a hotel for a few days. I checked the news constantly. Nothing. Then, about a week later, I got a call. They'd found him. Not in the walls, not in the crawl space, but in the attic of another house, 3 blocks away. He'd moved on, started doing the same thing to someone else. I asked the officer what he looked like. She paused, then said, "You don't want to know." They never released his name. Said he had no ID, no record, nothing. Just a man who knew how to move silently through homes, live off scraps, and watch people while they slept. I moved out of that house, obviously, left the city altogether. I have locks on every window, cameras in every room, and I haven't slept fully through the night since. Sometimes, when things get too quiet, I still listen for the sound of sliding fingers inside the walls. And sometimes I swear I hear them. I try to forget. Really, I did. I moved across the country, got a new job, changed my phone number, deleted old social accounts. Anything that tied me to that place. For a while it worked. Months passed. No strange noises. No missing food. No open doors. I even started to sleep through the night again. But then one night, not long ago, I got a package. No return address. Just a plain brown box sitting on my doorstep. I didn't order anything. No one I knew sent it. Inside was something wrapped in an old, greasy t-shirt. It was my phone charger, the one that had gone missing in the first house. I stood frozen in the doorway for a long time. The street was empty. My heart pounded in my ears. I checked every camera in my house. Nothing. Every lock secure. Still, I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I went to a motel. Slept there a few nights. Came back only to find everything exactly the way I left it. I started to think maybe someone was messing with me. Maybe the police had mailed the charger back and forgot to include a note. Maybe it was some twisted prank. But then came the second package. This one had a single item. A photo, a Polaroid of me, asleep in bed. It was recent. My hair, my new pajamas, my new room. On the back, written in red pen, "I missed you." I don't know how he found me. I don't know how long he's been watching. And I don't know how much time I have left. I haven't seen him. Not yet, but I know he's near. Because last night, I woke up to that sound again. That soft, deliberate sliding, coming from inside the walls. If I disappear, don't look for me. Just check the space behind your own bedroom wall. And if you hear anything at all, do not ignore it. Not like I did.